Now that you've completed the setup of Nova, we can start looking at the reports. From the main dashboard that's available at nova.quadro.tech, we can see on the left-hand side in our navigation pane, we have a report center. And clicking on that is going to bring us to all of the available reports, whether they're built-in pre-canned reports or any custom reports that we might have. So if we're looking at a report, anything that shows up with the designation of a system report is a built-in report that comes with Nova. So any new customer is going to have all of the system reports available. Looking at the custom reports, the private reports are a report that I have customized and are available to me only. And then if I've decided to share a report, which we'll look at here in a moment, that report would become a public report. So those are the three designations of report that we have through the platform. Each report section contains a different set of reports. So we have our adoption reports that are going to be helpful for identifying workload usage and adoption of our 365 services to help us understand low usage users who have maybe not actively used their 365 services in a way we would expect. We see our custom reports here that we've edited. We have report sections for Exchange, for general tenant information, groups and inventory that help with migrations, our license management reporting, which is a popular section that shows us, are we optimizing our license spend? Do we have any areas where we might be able to optimize that and potentially reclaim some licenses to save some costs? Mobile device reporting, and finally security and audit reports that give us information from the various audit logs. If we were going to look at a report, and we're just going to pick the team's top view report, we can see that each report is going to be made up of multiple sections. So we can see in this case, this report has a section on the 30 largest teams in the environment, the top teams users here as well. And each section of the report can serve as its own sub-report. So if we wanted to customize this report to maybe make some changes or add or remove some columns, you can see that clicking edit is not going to let me edit the system report. So instead I need to clone that. So I'm going to make a copy. That way the system report remains intact and I can then begin editing my clone of that report. So we can see here that I can now edit each individual section. I can remove a section if I wanted to. So if I wanted to look at our team's users, for example, I can edit this section. I can view the columns that we have, add additional columns. So if I wanted to add in the first name of the user, if the user's license, their job title, I can add those additional columns to the report. On the right-hand side here, I can move these around. So if I wanted to move the columns around, I can do that. At the bottom is our running preview of the report. So I can see the results of this report. I can see the new fields that I've added in here. I can also add different sorting methods for the report. I can add a filter group if I wanted to filter this report by a department, for example. So we can add that, and now we're only seeing people in the sales department. So you can do a lot with these reports on the fly and see the live preview. When I'm done with that, I can close the report section, and you can see that now this is viewing only sales people within the sales department. I can then save the report, but first I'm going to share this with the organization, so it's no longer going to be a private report. It's going to be my public report here. I can also schedule the report out, so we can go through and create a schedule for email recipients as far as being able to have these automatically delivered to different users within the organization. So we can determine how we're going to get the data and how often and who's going to receive that. So that's a quick primer on how we edit a report. We can also customize a report by clicking the Create button at the top right-hand side of the screen. I can create a test report here, and then we can go ahead and add our section. So I can change the output here, so whether I want a chart or a table, I can choose my data source. So maybe I want to look at exchange information. So maybe we want to look at mail traffic. I can then select the fields for the report. So we can look at delivered mail, We can look at malware, look at spam. So I now have the basis for that report, and then from there I can save it and either publish it to the organization or keep it for myself and continue editing and making more changes. Thank you for watching our primer video on how to get started with Nova reporting. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to either your sales representative or Quest Sales to get assistance with creating and customizing reports.